Hello, and welcome to another edition of Paranormal Activity and Mysterious Stories. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is some incredible footage out of California of a strange object in the night sky. Let's see. Second, I got something else. This one is out of British Columbia. This is an old classic UFO video. Came up on Reddit, so again, not everyone has seen everything, so I thought I'd bring it up. I'm sure some people have seen it, but this is for those who haven't. This is a very interesting video about a space station that they want to build. That these group of guys want to build this wheel pretty soon. $75 billion they're looking to get. This video is about this ancient city, 2,000 years old, Helgra, Saudi Arabia. Look at this thing. And look at this. I think this is definitely proof that there were highly advanced civilizations in the past. The history that we have been taught is completely wrong. Let's see. This is a strange video that shows some dude who, I've seen this video. I've looked at it many times, and I so want to say this has got to be some type of editing job. But, like I've said in some of my other videos, I've been wrong. I've been fooled many, many times. So I know I'm in no position to, determine whether or not this is real or fake. All I can do is present it. I'll leave a link, and you can decide. Let's see. This is a very interesting link here. This is from a Reddit. But these are just 18 pages of declassified reports of UFOs from pilots, military, police, and more. But it also provides a link to 186 more pages. And this is just more like in yesterday's video, I talked about the CIA link to their X files, and these are just some of the files that are in there. So obviously, we know that our government has been studying this for a long time. I don't think we have to continue playing this game, this pretend game like, are UFOs out there? Yeah, they're out there. And one thing they're not telling us is that they're not only out there, they're on this planet too. I think there are several highly advanced species that live in our oceans. So that's something that they're not revealing. Let's see. Here is an article about 12,000-year-old elongated skulls found in China. This adds to many of the other elongated skulls they found in Paracas, Peru. They found them in Egypt. But I also want to point out, this article tries to do the brainwashing or the deflection where they, try and say, oh, it's just all head binding, some rituals that people did. Let's see. And the last article here is an article on Bigfoot. Scientists now claim that Bigfoot is a hybrid of a human and an unknown creature. So again, and this is another, one of these myths that people like to pretend doesn't exist, or even just contemplate. Well, there's so much evidence out there now to indicate, these, they're real. There's enough evidence that, and scientists have determined that there are at least 4 different types, 4 distinct species of these. They think it's a cross between a hominid and a primate. So very interesting research here. So anyways, let me get to this first one here. Now, I don't want to play too much of this, but this is a really incredible video because, it's someone else's video. So I just want to give you a quick snippet. But this is pretty wild. I mean, you start to see, other objects moving towards it. But I want to quickly jump to this section here where, there's another object moving towards this thing. And initially I thought it was a helicopter, but looking at it more closely, it might be something else. It might be, like a ship. This could be the mothership, and this is, another ship moving towards it, or it could be a helicopter. Not too sure. But I would love to play the whole thing, but I will leave the link so you can, go to it. Definitely check this out. This is really amazing footage. So let me go to this next video here. This is, let me go full screen. This is not too sure what this is, but I watched it hang there for about 15 minutes with it stationary. About 30 separate little lights, multicolored, that blended between all colors. Nanaimo, British Columbia, Canada.
He attaches lights to it and he fucking trips people out all the time. I bet you anything it's him. He's probably down at the seawall or something. Can you zoom in?
I don't know what this is.
What is that?
It's stationary.
And now it's moving. Like
You know what? That's for some reason my browser will not play these Reddit videos all the way through a lot of times. But that's basically what it is. It's some strange light, like this guy says. It hung there for 15 minutes. So I will leave a link here, and you can check it out. Another thing I want to mention, I'm making these videos every single day. I'm getting, and a lot of this footage is very, very recent. There's so much more sightings now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's because people just have more cell phones and the ability to disseminate these videos. I don't know if that's making it more prevalent, or is there just an increase in sightings? And because everyone now has cell phones with the ability to capture these things, and everyone has the internet. I don't know what's going on, but there's definitely something going on. Okay, let's watch this video here. This is a video that's definitely been out for a while, but to those who are asking for disclosure, this is disclosure in my view.
A new video this morning that some say may be proof we're not alone in the universe. A UFO in the form of a bright light is seen descending over the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. The video is said to be taken over the weekend. Then suddenly the light shoots up into the sky. There you see it. Another video from a different angle appears to show the light doing the same thing. Those clips have gone viral now.
Yeah, a lot of these videos have been out for a long time, so I'm of the opinion that disclosure has been occurring for years, especially at least since Stephen Greer came out with his disclosure project. I think since that time, or actually going back as far as the Roswell, because I'm pretty sure that was a government leak. The government allowed that to come out. So yeah, to the people who are still waiting for disclosure, I don't understand how, waiting for a head of state who most likely knows nothing about this information and, is only going to be reading off a teleprompter, it constitutes disclosure when we have the actual experts, the actual people who are involved in the research, giving interviews and disclosing, revealing. I mean, you can watch Stephen Greer, you can watch Coast to Coast, George Norrie, Linda Moulton Howe, Richard Dolan. I mean, there's so many of these people who are actually disclosing. These are the experts, and they make videos. So I don't understand how, waiting for a head of state who knows nothing about it and who generally lies to the public, would like make UFOs real. But anyways, let me go on to this next video. Oh yeah, this is a very interesting, it's a $75 billion Gateway space station. It says the Gateway Foundation is planning to construct a $75 billion spinning space station 400 kilometers above the Earth's surface. The Gateway Foundation is a small startup with plans for 2 space stations in low Earth orbit. So let me just give you a quick preview of this thing.
Gravity spaceport. They have 2 station designs of different sizes. The first is called the Von Braun class station. It will have a diameter of 190 meters, almost twice the length of the ISS. At its center will be a docking port for transportation spacecraft. Radiating out from the port will be 4 tubes and support spokes, connecting to 24 habitable modules. The modules will be 20 meters long with a diameter of 12 meters, split into 3 floors. They will be connected by a circular tube, but will each be their own individual unit.
Well, that's all the video I want to play. Of course, I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out. Very interesting. And I think, they want this done pretty soon, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, really cool. Let me go on to this next video. Yeah, check this out here. This is a forgotten ancient city now exposed after 2,000 years. Apparently, Saudi Arabia just opened up this area to allow tourists. Let's hear what these people have to say.
Archaeological site in the north, Al-Ula in Saudi Arabia, is now open to tourists. Built in the 1st century CE, the tomb carved in the sandstone in Hegra, also known as the Madin Saleh, is among other iconic structures constructed by the Nabateans in a unique style, which has been undisturbed for nearly 2,000 years. However, the Saudi Arabian government recently opened the site Hegra for the general public, which bears testimony to the Nabatian civilization.
Look at this Nabatian civilization. Look, okay, again, this stuff, it's not done by primitive people. The Neolithic man did not crawl out of caves and decide, hey, let's go build these things. Let's melt out rock in perfectly precise forms. My belief is that whoever built this brought this from another culture, because these designs didn't just spring up in someone's imagination when they built this. You know what I mean? This style is a style that has been, I believe, has been established for a very long time. You know what? I bet you if you landed on some other planet, you would find this similar style on a civilization on another planet. Because I believe, yeah, this style was brought to our planet from another planet. Because if you look at when this was built, everyone else on the planet were hunter-gatherers. Everyone else was living in caves, living in huts, hunting with spears. It was a subsistence existence. And all of a sudden, there are people who just out of nowhere start building this into our rock. And then again, yeah, and they had an entire established culture. So that had to have been brought here. It didn't develop here. Again, and because there's no evidence that any of this developed here. There's no evidence in the archaeological record that people developed to this state. This was just here. It appeared. So anyways, that's my diatribe about that. Let me move on to this next crazy video. Again, yeah, this video, I so want to believe that it's not real. I'm of the belief that this has got to be some type of editing job. But I don't know. I know I'm stupid sometimes.
Did this man just teleport himself? It looks like he did. A video posted online shows a man appearing on the street out of nowhere and casually continuing his journey like nothing special happened. However, it's not clear whether the incident is the result of a video glitch or an edit. But all the same, the question remains, is it your work, Mr. Musk?
Yeah, I when I look at this video, I'm looking at this woman here to see if there's an interruption in her movement, and there isn't. But I also question, like, who is she waving to? I mean, was that meant, like, is she a part of this setup? If this video is a setup, is she a part of it? Was her wave meant to distract us in some way? Or maybe her wave was meant to be used as an edit point? Again, I want to believe this is fake. But I don't know. I will leave a link in the description. You can check it out. Okay, let's see. This next link is very interesting. 18 pages of declassified reports of UFOs from pilots, military police, and more. These are all documented reports by credible witnesses, even more in the PDF, that have been declassified and belong to NICAP, National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomenon. The point of these documents is to find patterns by credible people in all areas surrounding UAP, from patterns in reported sounds, physical effects on the body and machinery, visual patterns, etc. Some of these reports are backed up by photographs, radar illustrations, all of which are likely still classified or just not easily available to find. I highly suggest looking into the document yourself, which can be found here. Yeah, so again, if you go to this link here, you'll, go to all 186 pages. But, again, look at all the encounters we're having here on this planet. I think we're having all of these encounters because we're running into our neighbors, our highly advanced neighbors. We just keep running into them. Whatever they're going about doing whatever they're doing, whether it's their military, flying in formation. I mean, we've seen the Mexican UFO videos of, all those UFOs flying in formation. And we all have to remember that I think they understand our limitations, our inability to see within the infrared spectrum. So they most likely camouflage their ships in the infrared spectrum because then we can't see them. I think they purposely are hiding themselves from us. So, yeah, it's pretty obvious that we have been encountering UFOs for many, many years. And, to those who say, well, how come we don't always see them? I think it's because they don't want us to see them. In my video yesterday, I talked about the Israeli or the former Israeli official who stated that, the aliens, they don't want us to know they're here. And now I've seen that article all over the internet. And I don't think that's a coincidence that's all over the internet. I think disclosure is happening, but it's a little d disclosure. They've whoever they are, they have obviously been in control. They know about us. They know our flaws. I think we've turned a corner. Obviously, based on the amount of coverage that the UFO phenomenon is now getting. But the one thing that the mainstream media, who is in charge of controlling this narrative, they're not revealing, is that these visitors, are actually from our oceans and from this planet. But anyways, let me go on to this next article here. 12,000-year-old elongated skulls found in China resemble ancient alien heads. Archaeologists excavated 25 human skeletons with the elongated skulls from Hantomuga archaeological site in northeast China. I'm sure I didn't say that correctly. The strange shape of the skulls symbolizes a part of the ritual in ancient China. Again, yeah, it's not these aren't rituals. According to a study published in the American Journal of Physical Anthropology in 2019, the average age of the skeletons was between 5,000 and 12,000 years old. 11 of them had artificially modified skulls between 2011 and 2015. I don't understand what that sentence means here. The researchers from China's Jilin University and Texas A&M University who conducted the excavations were surprised at the abundance of anomalies and suggested that many were egg-shaped. This is another example of academics or quackademics, who I like to call. They have a belief system. They have a certain belief of how anthropology or how humans evolved, and these anomalies or these egg-shaped skulls don't fit into their belief system, so they cannot accept them. They come up with this notion that they were all it was all just a ritual. Here, and I like this sentence here. Scientists still do not know why in ancient times people deliberately pulled their skulls out and where it started. Well, you know what? I'm not a scientist, and I consider myself pretty much a moron, but I can tell you why these people did it. They did it because they obviously were trying to copy or emulate someone that they admired. We have the cargo cults today that still do, or that did it in the past, when the World War II pilots dropped supplies down on their islands. And now, the people, or the hunter-gatherers on that island, made airplanes and thought that the pilots were gods. We've seen it happen. So, yeah, it's not surprising that there were other hunter-gatherer tribes in the past who then tried to elongate the skulls of their children, because they obviously saw other people with elongated heads. But anyways, let me go to this last article here. I think it's very interesting. Scientists: Bigfoot is a hybrid of a human and an unknown creature. Scientists from the United States said they were able to solve the mystery of the Yeti's origin. In their opinion, this creature can be a hybrid of a person and a creature unknown to science. A team of researchers from the Texas DNA Laboratory have come up with some pretty interesting results. They examined specimens found in Canada and the United States that could belong to a mysterious cryptid, including saliva, blood, skin, and hair of the Yeti, and found that this creature could be a hybrid of a person and a certain creature unknown to science. To a greater extent, the creature can be attributed to primates. Researchers believe that the crossing of the species took place about 15,000 years ago. Interestingly, scientists from Russia examined hair samples, presumably a Yeti, found in the Asaskaya cave in Kuzbas, and came to similar conclusions. Yeah, again, here's another thing about Bigfoot. There are still people who want to question the existence of Bigfoot because they've never seen him. Well, and then they try to discount all of the foot castings or the castings of feet, and all the different shapes. And, I think a lot of them will conclude that that's all fake, that is done by hoaxers. But here's one thing that I want to point out. A lot of those casts, the feet have dermal ridges, which are basically like fingerprints. You have fingerprints on the bottom of your foot pads. You also have very distinct dermal ridge lines, right? If you're a hoaxer, are you really hoaxing dermal ridges? And then traveling to all these different continents with your fake feet, with your fake Bigfoot feet. And yeah, again, if that's the case, there's thousands of samples of different feet. Has anyone ever been stopped at an airport or any border crossing with fake Bigfoot feet? No. Again, so I think it's ridiculous to try and conclude that, all of those samples are being done by hoaxers. But anyways, that's it for my rambling. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.